Wednesday lunchtime at the lab. We're doing lunchtime stuff and things with the March, not with the money making project, the money spending project. Got the lights off to save on power apparently, or I've just forgotten to turn them on. Sticking with these guys to a point, unfortunately not these guys anymore. Not that there was anything wrong, just sizings and costings and stuff and things. These roundy things. So, Hampton Downs, 5th gear on the gearbox, down the main straight, get to about the pit entranceway, and we run out of revs in 5th gear and went all the way along to the braking point. Not particularly good for the poor little VQ35DE that doesn't really like doing 7,800 RPM, and then the governor kind of pulls it back to 7.6 and we lose a little bit of top end speed. So we need either change the transfer box ratio, which is hiding in the front there. It's one way to do it. About $1,000 for the gears at least. And there's a design change that I would do while I was in there, and we'd end up spending $3,000, and we'd still have the tyres that we put on to run at lead foot. The last lead foot was 2020. The next season of Superlap is next year, so 2024, so the tyres will be quite old calendar wise. They do still come on and still work. We did a 108.4 on them last season. They just take a long time to get them up to temp, to get them working. We don't have a long time with Superlap, unfortunately. So that's one option. Spend 2 or 3 grand and then we still have old tyres. So we can buy new tyres, and now we're, who knows, depends how much we pay for the tyres, but we're still a lot of money. And despite appearances, I don't have a lot of money. There's not much money in my pocket most of the time. So, looking at the new concept drawing for the electric March, and thinking, hey, that looks pretty cool, doesn't it? And then I sort of realised, hey, those aren't 18-inch wheels on that. There's no chance. They're quite big wheels. And then I was like, that's actually an idea. Why don't we just put bigger wheels on the March? Let's make them fit, and it solves our gear ratio issue, and it puts new tyres on that we need. And we've killed 2 birds with 1 stone. Also, the brakes are quite touchy. You get on the brakes just a little bit too hard and it'll lock up all the wheels. So if we've got bigger wheels, it reduces the braking efficiency. So it kind of fixes that problem as well. It's more inertia and slower acceleration. But we can just crank up the boost a little bit and problem solved. So we've talked to the guys at D10 Wheels and they've helped us out. And we've sourced a alternative tyre which should possibly be stickier than the SUR4Gs, possibly, supposed to be. And we got some nice DTM wheels, brand new. See, DTM staying with the bang where we can. So these are 19 by 10.5s. Those that were on the car, those are 18 by 10, I believe, at plus 20. These are plus 22. And we've got some AR1s to go on there, which is pretty much what a lot of people have been running. That's the thing to run apparently for Superlap, so we'll do that. So you'll see, yeah, this is upside down for you. Tread wear of 80. So that gives it general indication. Doesn't directly correlate between brands. A general indication of the stickiness of the tyre compared to the Nexans that are 200. So those are like a street tyre that you can race on, and they absolutely do race. The RX8s and all those guys race on those, whereas these are a race tyre that you can drive on the road. You can see that by the tread style. There's much more slick than what there is tread, versus a lot more tread compared to the slick, so to speak. So those I would probably be happier running in the wet than the AR1s, to be fair. My initial guess. Let's bolt them on anyway. Stop yakking and get them on here and see how it looks. If I don't hurry up with this, it'll be Wednesday lunchtime again. It's actually Tuesday now. Spent all my life getting these wheels into... No, things happened on this. We'll talk about that later. I did make a long weekend out of it, though. I did work on Monday, yesterday. doing stuff and things. Now the back end was pretty easy. Actually, is a little bit, I haven't done this side here. You can see I've put some masking tape there. There's a little bit of panel hanging out that needs to go. So there was a whole heap of trimming up inside. Can we see it? Oh, see up in there? Where this, it's pretty rough inside there because you guys don't normally get to see that. That's been chopped and changed a few times. Ironically, I lowered this down a little while ago and added in some steel on the rear guard and all that, so I could do that. It's fine, it's still going to work. So because these are literally an inch taller in diameter, there's 12.5 mils or whatever it is each way. So the car was taller off the ground and the tyre went up into the guard a bit. So I lowered it 5 mils because I don't want too much tyre heading up this way because it will hit stuff and things. Not so much on the back, but definitely on the front. So I lowered it 5 mils. It actually fills the guards out pretty well. We could have a little bit less clearance on there and it'll look nicer, but that's how it is. The front required quite a lot of surgery, some fairly major surgery, and it's not the stuff that you can see on the outside here. Inside there, oh yeah, we can see that. You might see there's a row of welding, there's a line of welding along here on this reinforcement that I put inside there. There you go, you can see it nicer now, can't you? That's good, it's all blurry. There you go. That had to be chopped and changed. Obviously considerably bigger wheel and tyre. You want to have a decent amount of movement each way, up, down, left and right, and if you don't, it'll cause problems. So I've had the jack and I've had blocks of wood and I've had all this all apart, whole front of the car torn apart, so we can keep an eye on the important stuff, all the chassis stuff, and then slowly piecing it all back together. Now you might remember, you can see actually, that's for the other side. There was some, doesn't matter which side we use it on. See, look, it's real carbon fibre. They used to live there, and that used to be square to the car, or parallel to the car, so it didn't taper out like that. And that was fine, right back at the get-go. And then we put bigger wheels and tyres on. Yeah, this is for this side. That other piece was for the other side. So I stuck one of those on there like that, bang, to make it wider so that we covered the wheels and tyres. So we complied with Motorsport New Zealand rules and regs. Unfortunately, this edge here that I'm pointing at with my finger there, you imagine that's lined up with there, and it's back in that way, and here's our tyre here. And the tyre goes up and down, and it goes crunchy, crunchy. They tried to live in the same space, and that was not going to work. So, bit of chopping and changing going on, and I've made these pieces here. I'm thinking these will probably get done in carbon fibre and glued to the bumper and blend it all in and make it all look nice. Now I was quite proud of these because I'm going to get this off without it'll crash to the floor. Do you reckon it'll crash to the floor? Let's undo this and try and catch it. Hey, caught it. See, that's one piece. Pretty neat, eh? I was quite happy with that. That's quite a shape to make, and it looks pretty good, I reckon. So we just got to do that from carbon fibre and then bond it or rivet it or screw it or whatever onto here. I think I'll do it on the outside because we'll get a tidier panel line. If we do it on the inside, I've got to tidy up that edge and it's never going to look right. I could probably get it pretty close, but it won't fit on the inside edge anyway because it'll be the wrong size. So that's where we're at. Yep, just bolt some big ass 19-inch wheels onto a Nissan March. 5-minute job. 5-day job. But that's all right. They're going to look pretty awesome when it's all sorted. This one's a bit wobbly. Look, I've got some work to do on this one still. It's a little bit not straight. There you go. That'll do. You'll see the finished product later on. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all the help from all these people, these guys everywhere. All good. All right. Cheers, bye.